Don't cause any trouble. Got it? Hail, good man.
God be with you.
And with you. How about taking a break? Rest those legs and try your wits instead. Come on, don't be shy. I won't bite.
That's a relief. What were you going to offer me?
Curiosity killed the cat. No shame in that, though. They call me Barley.
You just wander the world.
Exactly. Never a dull day so far.
You have a peculiar name.
If I were ordinary, well, that's just another way of saying boring. And boring's not for me. So I wander the roads, collecting my riddles, and if I meet anyone I find interesting, I'll happily work a riddle on them.
A riddle? Very well. Let's hear it.
Now, listen carefully. What belongs to you alone, but is used more often by others? Any idea?
My name.
That's right! You have a learned head on those shoulders. The robes of a priest would suit you better than a sword.
They really wouldn't, I assure you.
More's the pity. But down to business. I have a proposition for you. You deserve a reward for solving my riddle. Except, you've caught me flat broke. I can give you some of what little I have. Or teach you some of what I know. What'll it be?
I'm always up for learning something new. What can you teach me?
I spend my days on the roads and my nights in the taverns. What interests you more?
Tell me about your experience on the road.
You can't beat a sturdy pair of shoes and a good supply of wine or ale with you. And keep an eye on the clouds. They can tell you if a big storm is brewing, and whether you'll have time to find some shelter.
I'll bear that in mind.
And you'll stay dry. Farewell!
Another of von Burgov's men.
Okay. Hey, there it is. Okay. Didn't realize that my mic wasn't working till now. Sorry, everyone. Hello, welcome back to more Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hey, I'll take the mace, I'll take the coif, take that. I'm over encumbered. But we at least have a weapon now. Hooray! Alright. My gosh. Like I mentioned before, but of course, you couldn't hear me. Sorry that I've not been streaming for the past week. I have been very sick. And I'm finally starting to feel at least a little bit better. Still not fully better, but at least starting to feel better. So I wanted to at least start playing some old games. Especially Kingdom Come 2. I've been looking forward to it the most. Okay, I guess we could dig this as well.
Another of von Bergov's men? But this one has a cross.
Okay, this will at least help a little bit. Do incumbent to sprint? No. Alright, what else can I be doing now? That's the blacksmith. Find out what happened to Mutt. Go see Tomcat. We'll probably go see Mutt and Tomcat, but first, you get back. Also, I'm stinky and encumbered.
At least take a bath before you go out.
Aye. I'll head to the bathhouse right away.
Alright, better. As far as I know, there is no, Vitality 6 and perk point. Hey. That's still being a little wonky there. Look, can you see that? I'm always said you should do one good deed every day. You carry that mother's wisdom in your heart, and that's why you often carry it in the palm of your hand. If you gain a reputation, the increase will be at 10% higher. He was a friend to all is a friend to none. You can be a friend to anyone when it suits you, but you're a true friend especially to yourself. I want this one. You grew up in a forge where hard work was never in short supply, and you find a certain satisfaction in it. If you carry a sack or even a dead or unconscious body, the weight only counts as half. Therefore, they will hardly burden you, and carrying them will no longer cost you extra stamina. Additionally, your carrying capacity is permanently increased by 8 pounds. Oh. When Sir Radzig took you into his service, the first thing he did was send you to train under Master Bernard. You still remember the beating he gave you. The required strength for all weapons will be 2 less for you. In general, if you have lower strength than the weapon requires, you'll do less damage with it. Conversely, if your strength is higher, you'll do more damage. With this perk, you'll reach that state sooner. Kinda want the strength. I kinda want the carry capacity right now. You wield weapons with ease and naturalness as if you've done nothing else. Childhood. The required agility for all weapons will be too low for you in general. If you have lower agility than the weapon requires, you'll find it more difficult to fight with. But if you have a higher agility, the stamina consumption will drop. With this perk, you'll reach that state sooner. Knowing how to fall is a useful skill to have, and seeing how often life knocks you down, you manage to pick up the art rather quickly. Fall damage is reduced by 30. I'm not planning on falling. Aesthetic, the art of aestheticism is inherent in hermits, but any pilgrim, serf, or traveler knows that lack of food is a fairly common affliction of medieval man. So knowing how to get by on little comes in handy more often than you'd like. Your nourishment will decrease 30% slower. In other words, you will last longer without food before hunger starts to bother you. Seem to have a mighty protector in heaven who sees to it that you don't enter eternity too soon. You will bleed noticeably slower, so if you don't bandage up, you'll die eventually. You'll just have more time. Nourishment. Quality speaks for itself, but you still know how to help it along. When selling weapons, armor, or clothing that are in a near perfect or perfect condition, 98 to 100%, you'll gain 10% more money. They say silence is golden, but for you, it's usually the opposite. You get a +4 speech bonus when haggling, making it easier to negotiate better prices. A frequent misfortune befalls many scholars, and that is the lack of funds. You need not fear this, for you trade as if St. Christopher were guiding your hand and Mercury were whispering in your ear. You buy and sell potions, herbs, recipe books, and alchemy-related items at a 10% better price. And finally, artisan. You grew up in a forge, so you understand the craft and all the honorable and dishonorable practices associated with it. No one could fool you in a shop and know quality, and you can get a better price. You can sell and buy weapons, armor, and clothing at 10% better price. Yes. I also want this.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Grüß dich. Was wünschst du?
I'll have a look at the wares.
like to discuss the price.
Gut, versuchen wir's.
Haggling will allow you to influence the price you buy or sell items for. Select your offer on the scale and confirm it. W and S to change the offer, E to confirm. The trader will either accept your offer or make a counter-offer that you can react to. During the haggling process, the merchant's impatience level will increase, and if the indicator fills up, he'll temporarily lose interest in haggling. The bolder your offer, the more his impatience will grow. Successful transaction will raise your reputation, an unsuccessful one will lower it.
And it looked like we'd never agree.
Thank you and take care. Was möchtest du?
What do you have for sale?
Pouches can be worn on the belt and used to hold small items such as food, bandages, or potions, which are then more quickly available when you want to use them.
Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Show me your wares.
I guess I'll sell the shield.
Das war ein gutes Geschäft. Auf Wiedersehen.
See if we can actually go to the tavern now. I'd like to see if I can rest.
Greetings to you. Have you come to break some more stuff? If you want something, wait till I've stopped being angry. And if you don't have anywhere to sleep, they'll look after you and jelly off.
Alright. Visit the scribe. We have money. Maybe we can start to learn more reading, more skills.
Christ, pardon me.
God be with you. Good day. God bless.
How's it going? I'm running. Again. You refused to get me more last time I asked. So it won't come as a surprise when I refuse again. What am I supposed to write with?
You know what? Why don't you write a complaint?
I learned language and literature.
God bless. What would you like?
As the local scribe,
You know a lot of things, right?
I'd say so. In this province, not a squirrel farts without my knowing.
Right. So, if I needed to get something, you'd certainly be able to tell me where, right?
Depends on what you're looking for. Don't involve me with anything dishonorable.
No, don't worry. I'm just looking for some armor.
Armor? Well, unless you want to join von Burgau's retinue, I don't think I can help you. But try Radovan, the blacksmith in Tachel. He might at least sell you an iron helmet.
You don't know of anything better?
Aha! So, the good man is a connoisseur, eh? And how would Prince Brunswick's armor suit you?
Whose armor?
Oh, it's just a local legend.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Oh, come now. Surely you're not going to keep that legend to yourself. Do a fellow scholar a service.
Youngster, being able to piss your name in the snow doesn't make a scholar out of you.
I beg your pardon?
All right. No need to lose your temper. I'll tell you. In short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Then what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup, so it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
Jeez.
Where did Brunswick armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion of Württemberg brought it here. He was the nephew of Lord Chenyek of Württemberg, who built Trusky. This George spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas. A suspiciously long amount of time, if you know what I mean.
I think I get the picture.
And it is said that one day, a lion escaped from the king's menagerie, and George overpowered it with his bare hands and laid it at the king's feet, still alive. As a reward, Wenceslas gave young Württemberg the name Lion and the armor of his ancestor, Prince Brunswick. Only Sir George didn't live to enjoy it for long. He caught the plague at a tournament abroad, and died on his way back to his king. Specifically, while visiting his uncle here at Trusky. Of course, the king wanted his armor back, but Lord Chenyek didn't want to give it to him, claiming he had the hereditary right to it. It looked like Wenceslas would lay siege to Trusky, but fortunately Lord Chenyek was completely destitute by then, so he sold all of Trusky and the armor to the king.
Chenyek was broke. How come?
Because of building his castle. Trusky may be impressive, but it's too expensive for a nobleman. Even the king had difficulty paying for such a castle.
Well, if the king was so endeared with Brunswick's armor, why did he leave it here?
Because he didn't have any choice, my friend. He never found the armor. Lord Chenyek was as cunning as a fox. While he did leave the armor here, he never told anyone where. It's said he hid it so it could only be found by a true knight. Each piece in a different place. Or so they say round these parts. Who knows if there's any truth to the tale?
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell. I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it as a keepsake. And now go.
Ah. Yeah, I don't know.
What can I do for you?
Show me your wares.
Ooh. How the vixen found a picture and how resentment and anger led her to her death. These are expensive. Oh my gosh. Hey, max reputation. That's nice. I only have 60 gold.
Take care then, and thanks for nothing.
You're welcome. Alright, let's go find Mutt. You learned a new recipe, Brenwick's poleaxe. Do you want to see it in the recipe book? Wool. Knight's battle axe on his staff. Exactly what George the Lion of Wartenberg wanted. In the end, I made it according to the lost instructions. Very neat. Bow. The bow is a quick and effective weapon at long range, but handling it requires training. Aiming can be difficult, and holding a bowstring drawn drains your stamina, and as it depletes, your hands will start to shake. To shoot, you must have arrows equipped in your ammunition slot. Hold, release, cancel draw. Anything in the nest? A lockpick. I'll take it. Damaged arms, injured left arm. My nourishment's at 80. Okay. Hunting spot. fishing spot.
Nice place. Too bad I never learned to fish.
Ooh. Okay. Ah.
What the fuck is this supposed to mean?
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit! No shots! Useless! Show what you're made of!
Oh god, no. Well, that's not great. Some regular Savior Schnapps will give me some health, but not a lot.
There's something lying over there. I hope it's not Mutt. Dead. And robbed of everything, just like Capon left him. And there's no trace of Mutt. A nice bit of venison. And something took a good bite of it. Could Mutt have been here? Mutt's nowhere around. Someone must have taken him in. It's not far to the herb woman's place. Maybe I should ask her whether she's seen him.
Maybe I can heal myself there. My gosh. Oops, I'm overnourished. No, well.
you seen Pavlena anywhere, Henry?
Oh, we don't have enough to pay back the debt yet.
Have you seen a stray dog around? I thought he was dead, but he's likely still alive.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen any dogs around.
Oh, Sakra. Do you have any idea where else he might have gone?
If I were a dog, I'd go to where there's food. There are plenty of fishermen around the pond, and they're always throwing out leftovers at the tavern.
Do you think he'd go and steal leftover food?
I don't know much about dogs. He could have run into the woods and started hunting. He wouldn't be the first or the last. There's a whole pack of wolves near Sameen these days. Maybe your dog's gone feral and is running around with them.
Thanks. Has something happened?
My daughter Pavlena, remember her? She was here when I was healing you two.
I remember. What's wrong with her?
She's missing. It's not like her to be wandering around like that. She goes to Troskovitz to sell baskets, but she knows I can't manage on my own, so she never stays away for long. These old eyes of mine can't see nothing much. Pavlena has to take care of me. She's a good girl, that lass of mine. I'm very worried about her. You understand? What if something's happened to her? God forbid. I can't look for her myself, but you could. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I've no one else to turn to.
Do you think anyone might want to hurt Pavlena?
These are evil times, Henry. I dread to think what could happen to a young girl alone on the road. And besides, the folk in Troskovitz ain't too fond of us.
What have the Troskovitz people got against you? Did something happen?
I'd rather not talk about it, Henry. I wouldn't want you to get the wrong impression about us.
But what if her disappearance is connected with it? Tell me about it, good wife.
Well, we haven't always lived here in the rocks, you know. We're from Troskovitz originally.
Right. And how come you left?
Left? They threw us out. A childbirth went awry, and we were driven away by all the lies told about us.
Went awry? What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm sure the good folk of Troskovitz will be only too keen to tell you.
Where exactly was Pavlena going?
To Troskovitz. She was taking wicker baskets she'd made. She sells them there and uses the coin to buy what we need. Sometimes it takes her a while, but this time she said she'd be right back. I have a bad feeling about this.
Did it occur to you she might have run off? She's a young girl. And pretty. What kind of life does she have here in the woods? Maybe she wanted to live a little.
You don't know Pavlena. She's not like that. If she wanted to live a little, she'd tell me straight out. She doesn't keep things from me. Don't imagine I keep her here against her will, or that I don't know what it means to be young.
Pavlena is young and, well, no offence, but you seem a little old to be her mother.
Gosh.
Is she really your daughter?
She is. Not by birth, but that doesn't change anything. Her mother died in childbirth, and there was no one but me to take care of her.
And who was Pavlena's birth mother?
A girl from the charcoal burners. They left the county, and I think she had no one else. I buried her myself. No one came for her.
And do you know anything about Pavlena's father?
I don't know who he was. Pavlena's mother was very young, and the fella surely abandoned her when her belly grew. She never told me nothing about him.
Well, as a midwife, I'm sure you've seen it often. Well, that the mother doesn't survive childbirth.
All too often, lad. But that's the lot of women. Or is it any different where you're from?
No, it's not. True enough.
See then? Now, can we just keep our minds on Pavlena?
All right, good wife. I'll try to find Pavlena for you.
Thank you, Henry. Like I said, she was heading for Troskovitz. You should start looking there.
All right. I'll ask around there for her.
And maybe you could look in her room in the loft. My old legs ain't up to climbing stairs, but you might find some clues there. Take care and good night.
Alright, wanna make some, I at least wanna see if I can make some healing. Oh, nope, because I only have these two. Save your schnapps and the chamomile. Never mind, then.
Christ, pardon me.
Maybe I sleep and heal?
So, Pavlena, what have you left for me? Hey, this is a boy's cap. Does Pavlena wear it? Or did someone leave it here? She's got unfinished work here. Like she got up and went straight out.
Okay. You can start lockpicking by holding E if you have a lockpick in your inventory. Use the cursor size to find the correct lockpick position. The cursor will turn gold when you're in the right spot. Start rotating the whole lock with D and then keep the lockpick in the right position. The difficulty depends on the complexity of the lock. Turn until the lock is open, but be careful. Turning a lock when your lockpick isn't in the correct position can cause it to break and make a loud noise.
Shit!
I'm out of lockpicks. Well, shoot. Oh, well. I just can't see super well, you know?
Clothes. If she planned to run away, she'd have taken them with her.
There we go, we're a little bit better.
think you're doing here? Came to steal something, did you?
Wait, we can come to some agreement, can't we? That was just a joke. It's funny. Right? Isn't it funny?
We'll see who has the last laugh when I call the guards.
No, you're right. Here's compensation.
That's better. Now get lost. And don't do anything like that again.
Didn't realize I couldn't sleep yet. Okay. My bad. Well, I just lost some money there. That's wonderful. Also my encumbrance. What the heck? Okay, we'll go towards the tavern first, I suppose. I want to try to sell my stuff.
bless you.
Don't be a coward.
Remember
Look
when they
out.
tried to steal Oldram's bull?
How could I forget? Those idiots made so much noise, they woke up half the village. Even the bull was making a racket.
The fellas don't get any sleep. Then they fall on their faces.
Hmm.
Greetings to you. How can I help?
My dog got lost in the forest here. Did you see him by any chance?
I haven't seen any dogs round here for a while, but I hear there's wolves in the forest causing problems. Just the other day, a shepherd boy from Kopanina complained that his sheep were being eaten by the flea-ridden beasts.
Where can I find this shepherd?
Siegfried? He has a hut at Kopanina. It's just below the castle, on the back slope of the hill.
And you haven't heard anything else about wild dogs?
Here, in the tavern? No. But there was a fella here who gets by doing a bit of poaching. He said once he was hunting when, right in front of him, a large pack attacked a deer. A mix of wolves and dogs, he said. That's not something you see every day.
Do you know where that was?
How would I know where he goes hunting? But I'd say it was in the forest.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's not from round here, but...
Let me guess. A dirty ruffian who ain't got a groschen to his name but acts like he owns the bloody place.
He was here then?
Aye, he was. He was larging it up, good and proper, and then he found some lads who paid his bill, unfortunately.
What do you mean by that? Why unfortunately?
Because they're right ruffians who are always up to no good. But still, birds of a feather, eh? In the end, they left like best pals, but I got no idea where they went.
What's going on around here, innkeeper?
Vostatek, Lord von Berghoff's huntsman, is a regular here. He might have some work for you. He's got a cottage near Vidlark Pond. So if you know your way round the woods, you could go and offer him your help. But I hope he hasn't started drinking somewhere else. He's my best customer. One more thing. You're not going to believe this, but 2 local lads claim they found a water goblin's treasure.
You have a water goblin here?
It would be a wonder if we didn't, with all the ponds around. He's got a hut nearby. If you follow the right bank of the Rock Tower Pond, you'll find it hidden in the reeds.
Where did you say the water goblin's hut was?
If you follow the right bank of the Rock Tower Pond, you'll find it hidden in the reeds.
And what did they find there? Are you sure they didn't make it up?
I thought so too at first. They're foolish lads, so I wouldn't be surprised. But then they ordered wine and paid with silver. Their purse was jingling with groschen.
Would you happen to know where I could find these lads?
They often swim at the other side of the Rock Tower Pond. There's a pier there by the dam. That's their spot.
Any other news?
Recently, a bunch of charcoal burners who have their kilns on the hill above the Kerchak Pond came here to have a beer. I started talking to them and they told me they almost didn't make it.
Why?
They said a pack of wolves came after them.
Aren't wolves afraid of people?
That's what I thought too. It's strange.
Did they tell you where it happened?
In a gorge above the Rock Tower Pond. They noticed the wolves watching them from the rocks. If you climb up those rocks, you'll be able to see the whole pond from there.
Did they tell you how large the pack was?
They mentioned 3 wolves, but God knows if that's all of them.
Do you have any more news?
By the way, we've put together this wee fight club here. Would you like to try it?
That sounds good. What's it about?
It actually came about by chance when the miller Crazel and me bet on who has the stronger hired hands. Then other blokes from the village joined in, and it's become somewhat of a tradition. By the way, old Olbram from Zheleov keeps complaining about the Takovites. If you go and see him, I'm sure he'll tell you more about it. But, well, he takes a bit of getting used to, though.
Oh? What do you mean?
You'll see. I mean, here, and that's pretty much everything.
Thanks, innkeeper. That sounds interesting. Can I get something to eat and a place to sleep?
I don't know. And for how long?
I'll just stay the night.
All right, then. Pay in advance, and no whoring. We're a respectable inn.
Tell me more about these fights of yours.
It's really quite simple. You bet some money and fight against 3 blokes in turn. Our first fighter is Hans, a local musician. He may not look like much, but he knows a few tricks. Then we have Bohunek here. He works with horses, so he has more than enough strength to spare. And then there's Fiala, a good bloke, but Dorothy, his wife, has forbidden him from fighting.
I'd like to try the fights here.
Why not? But it won't be for free. If you don't have enough money, try to go and see Crazel at the mill. He recently bragged he was going to send someone here, but no one has come yet. Maybe you can come to some agreement together.
Jeez.
Fine. I'll go and see him, and we'll see.
See you soon, my friend.
Hoping I'd be able to sell stuff here, but maybe not.
What's going on around here?
We hold a fight.
I don't think...
As you wish. And that's pretty...
Thanks, innkeep.
Okay, so the quest is
Take
pretty
care,
much for
friend.
the fight club. Alright. See what this is about down here. See if we can sell anything.
Blessings to you.
Level 8. New perk point available.
You having trouble with the Takovites?
I'd say it's time to get payback for all those shenanigans up there. You look like you might be good at that sort of thing. And since you're already here, why don't you help me out? Trust me, I'll make it worth your while. What do you say?
I might be able to help. But first, I want to know what this is about.
All right, listen up. Up on that hill over there, it's Tackle. All I want you to do is to go over there and give them a taste of their own medicine. We'll make some mischief and have a few laughs while we're at it. Well then, will you help me?
Why not? I could use a good laugh.
Listen up then. Those naughty Takovite bastards have this nice maypole in their village. They're so proud of it, you'd think it's a gift from the king himself. Especially Project. Nothing would teach them a lesson better than stealing it and putting it up on display here. Just to spite them.
So all I have to do is take their maypole and bring it to you?
Aye, exactly. But be careful no one sees you take it. It'll be even better if they don't even know it's missing. Besides, if they catch you, they'll beat the shit out of you. So be careful.
All right, I'll be careful. Thanks.
Excellent. But even if something goes wrong, don't go clobbering anyone over the head, understand? All I want to do is piss Project off.
You want to do what to him?
Piss him off. You know, mess with him. For stealing our maypole and our pasture. But remember, no violence, all right?
Course. I wouldn't hurt a fly. You can count on me.
But go ahead and talk to Project. At least you'll see what an asshole he is.
Why don't you like the Takovites?
Because they're wankers. Arrogant wankers. Think they're above everyone else? But mainly, they stole our pasture, which has belonged to Giliov since time immemorial.
How does someone steal a pasture, anyway?
Like a prick, that's how. Behind Takov, there's this strip of land leading toward the pond. It's supposed to belong to us, for grazing. There's an old tree there, and everything between the tree and the woods is ours. I was there when it was decided. I was about your age then, and I got a good beating under that tree, so I remember. And you can bet your ass I remember.
But how did they steal it from you?
Because they don't believe me. The treacherous bastards. They lie about it wherever they can, saying the deal was different. And it was a different tree near the forest.
Can anything be done about it? Can't you make some kind of agreement?
Well, we meet there every year. I tell them how we did, while they just spew their usual lies. So we kick each other's arses, and everything just stays the way it is. A while back, we fought for a right to use at least half of it. But because I grazed my cattle there, I had to pay those bastards for using their half as well. But that's not fair. All of it is supposed to be ours by law, for fuck's sake.
Oy, that's a tricky situation.
Tricky my ass. They're greedy liars. Simple as that.
They beat you up under the tree? Why would they do that?
You bet they did. That's just how it's done, obviously. When we agree on something like this, we take a young lad and give him a good pummeling, so that he'll remember in case the others forget. And we pick a young boy because he has a good memory and, God willing, still has many years in front of him. It makes sense?
Aye, you're right. I remember we used to do the same back where I'm from. Did you take your pasture dispute to Lord von Bergov?
Of course we did. He asked the Thruskovitz bailiff to resolve it, and he said we should toss it out amongst ourselves. And that if he heard about it ever again, he'll have both me and Project flogged. So that's that.
Why do they look down on you?
Commoners here have all sorts of obligations to the nobility, and have to pay a tax.
Of course. That makes sense.
Aye, but Takov has all its obligations in Grossen. They just pay up and that's it. But the nobles won't allow the same for Yayov. Besides Grossen, the others have to give them pigs, chickens, hay and the like, or go and serve. That's why them Takovites look down on us. They think they're better than us.
Don't you pay as well?
Not me, no. I'm a freeholder. My farm is free from all taxes, forever. I also brought the right to freely bequeath my property. So, when God calls me back, my estate won't go to Lord von Berghoff, even though I don't have children anymore. I can leave it to whoever I want in my will.
Right you are. Those Takovites are a bunch of stuck-up idiots.
Exactly. See? Even an outsider can tell.
Okay, so no... no shops. So I just gotta walk back to the initial town. Wonderful.
Each time you
with you.
We've survived drought, we've survived floods, plague and fires and failed harvests, but now we face a far greater catastrophe. You all know full well what I'm talking about. Cities! Everyone here knows someone who has moved away for a better life, they said. But what's the truth? Every city is a hotbed of sin. People live one on top of the other. Everyone drinking and stealing and fornicating right on the street. What's more, the proudest cities build walls so nobody can see all that filth. But we know. They're detestable to kings and noblemen and even God. And they even have the cheek to demand that common folk like us provide for them. No, I say, enough is enough. If they can't provide for themselves, let them die.
I heard they're going to cut down the old oak at the crossroads.
Why? A lovely tree like that. It's a nice place to rest when you're passing by in the summer. The only bit of shade, far and wide.
That's just it. Some noble was resting under it. Not for shade, but because of the pissing ground.
Oh no, not again.
I'll get you! We'll finish this quickly. You're not up to it? Ha! He was finished before he started.
Well.
Pray for a quick death, you bastard.
We'll see if I let you go or not.
Let me go. Please.
Drop your weapon and leave.
No. I won't let you disarm me, you thieving piece of shit. Thank you. I'm in your debt. Farewell. Jesus! Fucking slaughter! Jesus! Fucking slaughter! Jesus! Fucking slaughter! I'm not getting myself killed. I'm not getting myself killed. Jesus! Fucking slaughter! Fuck this! I'm not getting myself killed.
I'll have a look at the wares.
Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
I'm searching for Pavlena from Zhelyov. She comes here selling baskets. Do you know anything about her?
That herb woman Božena's daughter. I don't know nothing about her, and I don't want to know. They ain't welcome here.
What do you want?
Have you seen Pavlena around here? A young girl from Zhelyov. Sells baskets here sometimes.
I don't know, no, Pavlena. Sorry. I hope you find her soon. Take care. Filthy again. Damn it. Welcome. What can I do for you?
Have you seen a young girl selling baskets here? Her name is Pavlena.
Eh? What Pavlena? Go and talk to Pa about such things. He's the bailiff here, you know.
So you haven't seen her? You're about the same age, I'd say.
For Christ's sake, I already told you. I can't wait till I'm wedded and living in Semien. I've had it up to here with oafs like you pestering me all the time. I'll be with you.
I need some help. I'm looking for Pavlena, a girl from Zhelyov. She comes here to Troskova with baskets and ointments, and she didn't come back from her last rounds. Do you know anything about her?
Oh, I know the girl you mean. I've seen her with that woodcutter lad. Roman, I think. Try asking Dushko. He knows all the woodcutters. He lives along the way from the rat house to the butcher's.
Aye. Once old folks start getting soft in the head, it's bad.
Walter, God bless you.
Have you seen a young girl selling baskets?
Better you ask innkeeper Betty about things like that. I'm just the help.
Did Bailiff Thrush tell you?
Tell me what?
What entertainment he's got planned for the wedding?
Good day.
Have you come to break some more stuff?
God bless. And with you. Have you seen Bailiff Thrush?
Like a daisy on a tongue.
Greetings to you. I apologize.
Lord be with you.
Have you seen a young girl here? Her name is
Young Pavlina. A lovely girl she is. Brings us herbs from the forest sometimes. Try asking the woodcutters here in the village. She's been spending a lot of time with Roman. What?
Huh?
What are you barging in here
I
for?
apologize.
It's just you.
Do you know anything about Pavlena from Zhelyov? She's gone missing.
Aha. You mean that girl who hang... Better to ask him.
I'll have a look at the...
Ah, here's where I can buy stuff. I just don't have the money for it right now.
Take care then. And thanks for that.
Lord be with you.
I'm looking for Pavlena from Zhelyov.
Old Bozhena's daughter.
Oh, that's her.
Comes here selling baskets.
Yes,
Ointments and all kinds of remedies.
yes, that's the one.
I ain't seen her. Try the rat house. Thrush, the bailiff, knows what goes on.
Would you repair a few?
you here for?
I'll have a look at...
Maybe next time.
You're looking for Roman? I also need to find him. To ask if he knows where Pavlena is.
That sweetheart of his? Well now, I hadn't thought of... So you can help me...
Where do you think Pavlena and Roman...
Not long ago, Roman was talking over a beer about how him and Pavlena wanted to leave and start a new life. Somewhere...
You think they'd really do it?
I took it all with a grain of salt, but after what he told me last time, anything is possible. For Christ's sake, he's got a whole house his pa left him. He wouldn't just leave it on account of her, would he?
Well, I don't know about Roman, but I've been at Pavlena's, and it didn't look like she was getting ready to leave.
She might have done it in secret, and she'd have reason enough. Believe me. Best to go and look in Roman's house. That should clear things up.
All right.
Great. That is, you can go then.
Hang on, you said you two were friends.
For one thing, I have to work. And besides, how would it look if anyone saw me breaking down his door? My reputation would be ruined. Whereas you, no offense, you're a stranger. You don't have to worry about your good name, do you? But me, I'd lose my livelihood.
How do I get into Roman's house?
Through the door, of course. Only it's locked. I tried it. You'll have to figure something out.
Oh, that's just great. All right. I'll go and have a look.
After you search the place, come back and let me know what you found. I'll be around here somewhere. Excuse me?
Nobody home. But maybe Pavlena was here.
Nom 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 nom.
set for two. Freshly eaten. And there are the baskets Pavlena came here to sell. They were here for sure. Maybe they just went for a stroll. Dushko might know about their favorite spots.
I searched Roman's house.
And what did you find?
Well, there's no one there. Lena had been there for sure. The table was set for two. And I found the baskets that she sells too.
You're right. It sure does look like she was there.
It can't have been long ago either. The food was still fresh. Any idea where they might have gone?
Well, they've got a favorite spot down by the stream. You could try looking there.
Where exactly?
There's a ditch leading from Roman's house to the stream. Follow it down the hill. When you come to a place where the stream flows between the two big boulders, turn left and go straight. There it is, under an old linden tree.
All right. Thank you.
But, mind you don't walk into the middle of anything, awkward. And tell that lazy bastard to get his ass to work. I'm not going to do his work for him. Farewell, my friend.
This must be the place Dushko was telling me about. How the local lads bring their girls over here. Christ, there must have been a fight here. It's covered in blood. Used as a weapon, maybe. A trail of blood. I should see where it leads. This is surely Pavlena's. A piece of her dress. This doesn't look good. If I had Mutt here, I could let him sniff it. Oh well. Never mind. Blood. I hope it's not Pavlena's.
Jesus. Who's this? Someone must have killed him and buried him here by the woods. And the pigs dug him up. I should try and find out who's herding those pigs. Maybe they saw something. I found a stray pig.
That's great. I lost a sow somewhere. Where is she?
Not so fast. It's munching on a corpse back there in the forest.
Blessed Virgin! What corpse?
I don't know. Never saw him before. Probably someone from the village. A young fella. Ginger hair.
Christ above. That must be Roman. There ain't no other young redhead in the village. I saw him going through the glade with his girl. Oh, Christ. I think I'm gonna throw up.
Who are you?
My name is Hugo. I herd hogs. I take them to the woods to forage for acorns and nuts. But I ain't got nothing to do with no cops, if that's what you're asking.
Have you seen anything suspicious going on around here?
Suspicious? Like how?
I don't know. Someone carrying or dragging something? That corpse didn't walk there on its own.
Hang on now. I did see something a bit odd. One of the farmhands came from the woods in a big hurry. And he was carrying a spade.
Which one of them was it?
Straw! That is Slavobor. But everyone calls him Straw. He works on Yakish's farm. A big farmstead in the south of the village. Oh, do you think he could have killed Roman?
Who knows? But it does seem like he buried him.
God's truth.
Did you say Roman was with a girl?
Aye, with that young lass what sells baskets here sometimes.
Pavlena?
Aye, that's her. Oh, you think the girl might be mixed up in his death?
I hope not. I'm trying to find her too. Thanks for your help. I better go and find that farmhand.
Aye, and if he really done it, give the murdering fucker what he deserves. Lady... Where the hell did that pig go? Ladybird! Ladybird!
Oh man, this game's so beautiful.
Are you the one they call Straw?
Yeah? Why?
I know everything. I know you buried Roman's body in the woods.
What? How could you? That's not true.
It's no use trying to wriggle out of it. I have a witness.
Shit. Fuck. I didn't want nothing to do with it, I swear. It's all that girl's fault.
Where is Pavlena?
I ain't telling you nothing.
Take it easy.
I don't want to do you any harm. I just wanted to know what really happened with Pavlena and Roman.
No, it's no good. You know everything. You'll tell the bailiff and we'll swing for it. I can't just let you go. Go to hell! Cross! Shit! I yield! Mercy!
Had enough!
Enough! Enough! I'll tell you everything. We didn't want it to end like this, I swear. I'll tell you everything.
Speak up!
Well, it all began in the tavern. We were boozing with Yakish. He don't go to the tavern much, but when he does, me and my brother go along too. Even though we're just his hired farmhands, he buys us wine.
Yeah? Go on.
When Yakish got drunk, he started remembering that day when his wife and son died. It happened during childbirth. And to this day, Yakish blames Bozhina, the herb woman, for it. She was the midwife. I don't know if it was really her fault, but anyway, the boy died and she didn't baptize him, even though she had every right to do it. The little fella died unchristened, so his soul is damned for all eternity. That's not right.
Actually, children who die unbaptized aren't damned. I heard a priest once talking about some place called Crimbo or something. It's like hell, only the colours are different. And it's, I think, underground?
God damn it, Henry.
Or in Prague.
Can I carry on?
Right, yeah. So, you were in the tavern with Yakesh, and...
When he had 3 or 4 jugs inside him, Yakish started on about how he'd give anything to see Bozhina suffer the same pain as he did. It wasn't enough for him that they drove her out of the village that time. He wanted to pay her back even more.
I hope for your own good, this isn't going where I think it's going.
No! Listen, my brother Ota, he was always the sly one out of the two of us. He came up with this idea that we'd lie in wait for Pavlena when she came to sell her baskets.
I see. Bozhena's daughter for Yakesh's son.
No, it wasn't like that. We didn't set out to kill her, just to give her a bit of a hiding and tell her not to come back here again. Then we'd lie to Yakesh that she was dead, and he'd reward us with... well, he's got 2 girls to marry off, and Marusha's a pretty one. But he'd never let either of them marry a hired hand unless I'd done him a worthwhile service. See?
Oh, so you two just ambushed that poor girl? Where is she now? Answer!
We followed her along the path to the pond, and then we jumped her. Only then her fella turned up, Roman. As soon as he saw us, he charged us like a wounded boar. And he held my brother by the throat and pounded him like a madman. So I grabbed a rock and smashed him over the head with it. I never seen so much blood. I didn't mean to kill him, I swear.
God almighty. And what did you do with Pavlena?
She was stunned when she saw what happened. So my brother grabbed her and dragged her into the rocks while I went to bury Roman. We couldn't just let her go after she'd seen everything.
Where in the rocks?
To the south of Zhelyov. There's a kind of gorge there. An abandoned poacher's hide with a ladder leading to it. I've told you everything. What are you going to do with me?
Both of you should be tried justly for what you did. I'll take you to the bailiff and leave the rest to him.
Kurva, I really didn't want it to end like this.
I brought you Slavobor, they call him Straw, from Yakesh's farm. He and his brother attacked Pavlena and killed Roman. Then Straw buried him in the woods.
For the love of God, Straw! Is this true?
We didn't mean to kill anyone. We just wanted to give Pavlena a scare, and Roman went for us. It was self-defense.
Henry, is it true what he's saying?
A straw killed Roman, but I don't believe he did it with evil intentions. You should be lenient.
I'll take your testimony into account. You'll be locked up in the rat house, Straw, until we decide what to do with you. Thanks for bringing him in, Henry. Roman's murder can't go unpunished.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you.
Here it is.
Stop there! Don't come any closer, or I'll cut her throat. I swear to God, don't try any tricks. Turn around and go right back where you came from. Who are you? What the fuck do you want here? Don't move, you whoreson. Who the fuck are you?
My name is Henry. I'm from Skalitz.
And what the fuck do you want here, Henry of Skalitz? Who sent you?
Her mother sent me. She's worried about Pavlena.
Shit.
I might have known that old witch would send someone. Kurva! I never wanted it to end like this. You gotta believe me. I just wanted to give Pavlina a scare, but then that fool Roman got mixed up in it and... I never meant to kill anyone! Shit!
Take it easy.
Don't fucking tell me to take it easy! How did you get here? My dog Bristly was guarding the entrance. What did you do to him, you bastard? And where's my brother? He should have been here long ago. Talk, or I'll slit her throat.
Don't worry, your dog is just fine. I gave him the slip.
You treacherous rat! You wanted to sneak up on me from behind, eh? Well, Bristly will be waiting for you.
Why are you doing this? Why pick on Pavlena?
It's Yakesh's doing. Bozhena killed his son. He was always on about paying her back for it. And he's got a huge fucking farm and 2 daughters to marry off. He'd never give them to ordinary farmhands, unless he owed them a debt.
So you did it to get into his good books?
It was the only way. I don't want to spend my whole life shoveling shit.
I took your brother to the bailiff.
Fuck! You might as well have killed him straight off. What do you think you'll get for murder? I've got to get out of here and go and save him. Fuck!
I don't know what more I can tell you. It's time for you to make your mind up. Look, let Pavlena go, and I swear I'll let you walk away unharmed.
I bet you promised the same to my brother, you fucker. But I can't let her go. Even if I wanted to. She knows everything. She'll tell on me and I'll be fucked.
Look, if you let her go, you'll still have a chance to make a run for it. But if you hurt her, you'll wish you were swinging on the gallows before I'm done with you.
Shit. Fuck. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Let her go before I lose my temper.
It was bad enough before a madman like you got mixed up in it. All right. Calm down. I'll let her go. All right. All right. Just take it easy.
You swine!
I'm letting her go.
Die!
Look.
Well,
Die! That's for Roman! You bastard!
Well, I let you go. She didn't, though.
You killed him? But he let you go.
So what? He deserved nothing better.
No, you're right. He had it coming.
Yes, for what he did to Roman. I have to get out of here. Will you take me back home?
We can go. I'll go with you.
Good. I don't want to spend another moment here.
Of course.
Let's go then.
Quick travel.
Here we are. Pavlena's fine.
Pavlena, let me look. Are you all right?
I'm fine, Ma. They
abducted her.
God almighty. Who would do such a thing?
They were hired hands from Troskovitz.
And did they do anything to you?
No, they just tied me up. But they were Yakesh's hands. They would have killed me.
Yakesh? I might have known he wouldn't leave us in peace. Hasn't he hurt us enough already? Isn't it enough that we have to live here because of him?
Ma.
I knew it would come to this. Henry, I need one last service from you.
I'd be glad to help.
Yakesh is to blame for everything. For us being driven out, for Pavlena being abducted.
And for everything else.
Everything leads back to him and his old hatred. We'll never have peace as long as he's alive.
What are you trying to say?
I want you to kill him.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. It's either him or us.
What happened between you and Yakesh?
That's old history.
It was because of him that they drove us out of Troskovitz.
You lived in Troskovitz?
For generations. I was the midwife there for years, just like my ma before me. So many children we brought into the world. Yakesh's too, except for one.
What happened?
The birth started sooner than it should have, and Yakesh didn't send for us on time. He thought since Ludmilla had already given birth to 3 children, she'd manage the 4th on her own. Little Marushka came to get us, though, but by the time we arrived, it was looking bad. I did what I could. I gave her poultices and herbs to inhale, but the child was feet first and wouldn't come out. No matter what we did, it clung on and wouldn't budge. In the end, it died. When we finally got it out, it was too late.
He was, ripped apart. I remember that.
Pavlena. It was a boy. Yakesh's only son. He wouldn't listen. He had to look at him. Right after, he threw us out. Ludmilla died during the night, probably all alone, from exhaustion and pain, or maybe distress. Yakesh blamed us for everything, and the whole village listened to him. They drove us out.
Past the boundary stone.
Yakesh turned all his anger and hatred against us. But it was us who tried to save his son.
I don't think it was your fault. These things just happen in life sometimes.
Aye. Everyone dies.
Yes.
Bozhena, don't you know that that path leads nowhere good? They hurt Pavlena, yes, but you mustn't do anything. Murder is a sin.
No, Henry. Enough is enough. When Yakesh accused us of killing his son, I did nothing. When they drove us out of the village, I did nothing. When we had to forage in the woods to survive and spent the winter shivering over dying embers, I did nothing. And now, when Yakesh tried to kill my daughter, you tell me I should do nothing? No, lad. This can't go on.
And what if someone then avenges Yakesh's death on you?
Let them. I've had enough. Why would I make peace with someone who only wants to hurt us?
I don't know. There's just been enough death already. When is it going to end?
It'll end with Yakesh's death. There's no other way. If you think you can convince Yakesh, go ahead and try. But I can tell you now, it'll come to nothing.
I'm not getting involved in any murder as long as there's a chance of talking it over. I'll try to patch things up between you and Yakesh, even if you don't think it'll work out.
As you wish. But when you fail, you'll know what needs to be done. Otherwise, this will never end. It was good to see you, my friend.
Focus, there's a man standing in a favorably chanting something someone's doing hasn't noticed you.
Ah! I did it! I humbly bow. Hail, Dark Lord. I've been expecting you. My moment is finally upon me.
You've been waiting for me here?
Why, yes. Yes, I have. But no need to waste words, my lord.
Who the hell are you?
My name is of no importance. I am your faithful servant.
What are you doing here?
Why, I'm waiting for you. I did everything I was told, chanted the words, and you showed up.
You know who I am?
You're testing me, Dark Lord. I know I'm not worthy of uttering your name.
Speak. Your master commands it.
You're the Lord of Hell. The devil. The Dark Tempter.
What do you want from me?
Me? Want something from you, Dark Lord? No, I wouldn't dare. I can only humbly beseech, pitifully implore.
Out with it, then.
For a small kindness, a favour.
What favour?
I'd like the dice to roll like they've never rolled for anyone before, and win every game.
Why do you want to get lucky at dice, of all things?
My wife is sick, and I have no way to pay for a healer. If I win enough money, I can find someone to cure her.
Don't lie to me.
Lucas beat me and won my life savings, plucked me clean. I even lost the barn. He must be cheating somehow, I'm sure of it, because there's no way I could be that unlucky. So I want to turn the tables on him. I'm going to take everything he's got. Give him grief, the fucker.
Thy will be done.
Really? Thank you, Dark Lord. I'll be indebted to you to my dying day. And when I die, my soul will be yours, won't it? That is the price?
As you say. Quid pro quo?
If I make enough to cure my Jane, it's a fair deal. This is beyond my wildest. My Jane will finally be well again. And maybe I'll even make enough for that little cow she was praying for.
That ain't gonna come back to bite me.
Good to see you.
Go ahead and do a save.
I've traveled the whole world and... Now I will tell...
Ave Maria.
Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection. Through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. I'm here, my boy. God bless you.
Who are you praying for?
For my son, Yaroslav.
How come he's buried there and not at the cemetery?
He died during birth and was never christened, so he couldn't be buried in the cemetery.
God have mercy. I'm sorry about that.
Aye, me too. If it hadn't been for that treacherous old hag, he wouldn't be here under a tree. He'd be in the churchyard, as he ought to be. The poor, innocent soul. Or standing right here next to me.
Old hag? Who are you talking about?
The midwife, Bozhena. My wife, Ludmilla, gave birth to 3 daughters. Quick and easy every time. The village women often scream all day and night before they bring their babies into the world. Not my Ludmilla. When she had Marushka, it was all over before the midwife even got here. But when Yaroslav was coming into the world, you know, I knew already I'd finally have a son. I never sent for no help. Why would I? After all, Ludmilla done it all on her own 3 times. And besides, that Bozhena is an unclean woman and a witch. Only this time, something went wrong. Of course, I wasn't there. Being a God-abiding man, I was outside. But Marushka comes running out, shouting, "Pa, send for Bozhena! Ma's poorly!" I thought twice about it, but then I sent for her. She came along with a little girl, Pavlena, and a whole sack of herbs. She started brewing right away, and before the night was out, she was pouring God knows what kind of concoction down Ludmilla's throat. It's a wonder she didn't poison her, the crone. I couldn't get a wink of sleep all night. It wasn't till daybreak that Bozhena came out of the house, carrying in her arms. They could see right off it was a boy. Like I said, only Yaroslav came out feet first. And as they were pulling him out, well, he was all Mother of God. I can't even say it. It was that Bozhena's doing, I tell you. If she hadn't pulled him out and left Ludmilla to manage herself, he could have lived.
I'm sure Bozhena didn't want to hurt your son. She was trying to help.
Help? By killing my son and condemning him to damnation? I asked the priest, and he told me every midwife has the sacred right to perform baptism when things go wrong. Like when it looks bad for the child, see? She can baptize him, make sure he gets to heaven. And you know what Bozhena did?
What?
Not a thing. She looked at that little body lying still and didn't do a damned thing. And my wife died a few hours later. So don't you tell me Bozhena was trying to help. That same evening, I got the other fellas from the village, and we drove that damned witch out beyond the boundary stone.
I see. She lives in the woods now.
A good thing, too. She hasn't shown up here since. Many times I told myself we should have done more to her, so she'd know how I felt.
I understand your pain, but it wasn't Bozhena's fault. She saved my life when I was wounded and lost in the woods. She's a good soul.
That's all well and good. But believe me, that witch will never wash clean her sins.
I'd like to ask you more about your son, Yaroslav, if that's all right with you.
Ask away.
When did your son die?
Well, Yaroslav would have been 5 years old now.
What about your other children?
One of my daughters got married and moved out. Marushka and Olina are still here. Once they get married, I'll be left all alone on the farm.
Why? One of them could live on the farm with her husband, couldn't she? The fellows would give the right arm for a place like this.
Aye, true enough. Only a father should pass his livelihood on to his son, goddammit! Don't tell me it's different where you come from.
My pa was a blacksmith. He taught me his trade since I was little. He wasn't my father by blood, but he took me as his own from the day I was born.
Really? What kind of man would take in another's child?
An honourable man. Blood isn't everything. You know yourself. You'll find husbands for your daughters, and you'll be glad to have them take care of you in your old age. Like it should be. And one day your livelihood will pass on to your grandchildren. Nothing ends.
I suppose you're right.
I don't have any more questions. Thanks. Your farmhands murdered Roman and abducted Pavlena, the herb woman's daughter.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Straw admitted everything, so I dealt with him according to the law.
Jesus Christ! Why would they do something like that?
They did it to get in your good books. For taking revenge on Bojena.
My God! I never wanted anything like that. When I get drunk, I curse her, aye, but I never wanted anyone to kidnap her daughter or murder anyone. I didn't put anyone up to it. They did it on their own, and it's their own bloody fault. Jesus Christ! That's the last thing we need, a mess like this. I have to square things up with Thrush.
Look, I know relations between you and Bojena the herb woman aren't good. But it's time to put an end to the animosity.
Where are you going with this? That witch deserves no pity.
I understand your bitterness, and I'm sorry about your son. Bojena would certainly have saved him if she could. But whatever happened between you, it has to end now. Bojena came very close to losing her daughter on account of your feud. Your farmhands abducted her, and they killed her sweetheart.
But I had nothing to do with that. They did it of their own free will, not on my orders.
That means nothing. They did it because of you. They wanted you to be indebted to them.
But that's not my fault, and I don't see why I should have to make up with Bojena on account of it.
Whether you ordered it or not, you're still guilty. If you hadn't got boozed up and started spouting shit, none of this would have happened.
Go to hell. What I say and do is my business. What other people make of it is theirs. So stop fucking bothering me with talk about making amends. Bojena didn't make any amends to my Yarush.
As you wish. I won't try to convince you.
Yeah, you'd be wasting your time. Don't bother me again. Amen.
Fun, fun. Unfortunate.
What was I just thinking about?
God be with you. Keep the peace. We stay friends.
pack mule. You're strong and also not stupid, so you know philosophizing won't carry your backpack for you. Carry capacity is increased by 12 pounds. A war wrestler, you're not only are you strong as a bull, but you know how to use that strength. If the enemy lets you near them, it's usually his last mistake. Your strength will make it easier to win fights in the clinch, because it will be harder for your opponent to react to your actions. Train hard, fight easy. Take pack mule. There are only a few people who double-crossed you twice and live to talk about it. After killing an opponent in close combat, you gain 10% more attack damage and faster stamina recovery. The effect lasts for 30 seconds. An idea without action is only half formed. Deeds are what speak for a person. Changes in your reputation, good or bad, spread more widely across the land and among different groups of people. Looks like an intrepid hero of legends is the first step to performing heroic deeds, and that's the first step to entering into legend. If your charisma is higher than 20, your armor will be considered 15 higher. Seem to have a mighty protector in the heavens, balanced diet. Almost every medical treatise emphasizes the importance of balance, avoiding excess, fresh air, healthy diet, and the necessity of physical exercise on appropriate exertion. If you don't overeat, get drunk, or starve for 3 consecutive days, your stamina will recover 20% faster and you'll gain 10% more experience in the vitality stat. If you overeat, get drunk, or starve, you'll lose the perk effect and will need to reactivate it. In some activities, you have found a delight so great that if you occupy the spirit with them, the body will rest. Your energy will slowly replenish while doing alchemy, sharpening, blacksmithing, or playing dice. Balanced diet.
So, this is your famous maypole.
I'm too conspicuous during the day. Better to try at night.
Good day.
Tomorrow, let's do it.
Just before it snowed, you could team up.
All we need is a bloke who can't get it up when it's going to be sunny,
If
and
you're
we'll
hungry,
be the
just let me
three
know.
wise
I
men.
have some well-aged mutton in
Three
black
cripples,
sauce.
more like.
What's new around here?
You should pay a visit to Old Mouth sometime. He's our local storyteller, you know. He could tell you all sorts of interesting things, but only if you bring him some liquor. Don't forget, I have some here to sell, if you want. And that's all I'd say.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper. That's a beautiful maypole you have there. You don't see that every day. I reckon all the other villagers must envy you.
They sure do. Them Geliovites try to steal it, but our fellas kick their asses. Why are you so interested in it anyway?
I know from experience how hard it is to guard a maypole like that. I used to stand guard myself.
Well, there you go. Then I'm sure you know what it's like to be envied by everyone around. And if someone had bad intentions, Yeek would show them how we do things here in Tachoff. That's the one thing he's good for.
I wanted to ask about Henrik.
What about him?
Did he do something to you? Sounds like you're not exactly fond of him.
Aye, I'm not. He's been getting on my nerves ever since he got together with our Manka. I'm afraid he'll mess with her head and run off with her, just like his bloody brothers did.
Where did they go?
What do I know? One day they just packed up and wandered off. Their village wasn't good enough for them, I reckon. I wouldn't mind if someone went and beat the thought of Manka out of his head. Maybe someone not from around here.
Why not? I could manage that.
He's not much of a fighter, but I reckon if you call him a vagrant or something, it'll surely rile him up. And I'll remember you did me a little favour.
Watch where you're going.
Sorry.
Are you going to do what we talked about?
God bless.
Alright. I think I'll leave it there for today, and we'll continue on next time. Yeah. I might just play this more tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, thank y'all so very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.